Okay, hello class. So this is our next project. We will be creating a Japanese themed scroll here. So at the end of the project, I'll show you how to tie this on and then it will hang up. So for this project, the main thing that we're going to focus on is showing space and designing a landscape. So we've already brainstormed things that build an empire or that a civilization or an empire or a community needs to survive. Things like a light source, things like water, crops that allow the people that live there to eat, and of course, living areas. Okay, so if you see this drawing, we can see the use of space in the sense that the hills here overlap each other, and so does the body of water or the river that we have. It's kind of rolling over the hills and overlapping. Another way that we see space is okay, so to repeat the class, another way that we can see space is that the things in the very front or closest to us as the viewer are the biggest in the space. And then as we go back into space, all the way to our little volcano here, things seem to get smaller and smaller. We also have a vanishing point back here. So the vanishing point is as far as the eye can see. So the thing that is the very furthest away is the volcano, so far away that it looks very high up and close to our sun here. So in order to draw this, you have some packets that you can go through and brainstorm here. So we have a lot of Japanese woodblock inspired artwork. We have Japanese type architecture, so you can decide what you're going to add as far as buildings into your drawing. Okay, we have a pagoda here, which is a Japanese style building. And then we have some more examples of Japanese style artwork. So we have a mountain, we have a large red sun. So a big characteristic in Japanese artwork is the large red sun. So it's telling us that it's a hot blazing sun. Some cherry blossoms. So it is completely up to you what you would like to add into your civilization or landscape drawing. Okay, so to get started, we have a rectangular piece of paper. It measures 6 inches by 18 inches. So the very first thing we are going to do is start to draw our hills. Remember, we draw light, and also remember that the hills will be overlapping and getting smaller as we go into space. So I'm gonna start maybe a little past the middle point of my paper, roughly the middle or a little bit over from the middle. And I'm going to draw my first hill. Okay. Now I'm going to draw my second hill that's overlapping. Let me draw that darker so you can see. Okay? And now, as my hills keep going back into space, they're going to get a little smaller and smaller. Okay? So I want each student to have at least 6 to 8 hills. It is up to you. Okay, and each one will have a different characteristic, such as a building, some grass fields, we have a rice field, we have a crop. So you have to think which will go where in your hills. So I want my last hill to be over to the left, okay? So now I have my hills, and we're going to, the volcano is optional, that's up to you, but since it would be the furthest back, it would be the smallest thing on your paper, okay? And then a sun. Okay, draw your circle light until you're happy with the shape, or you can use a tracing stencil. So now we have our hills drawn in. They are starting bigger and getting smaller as it goes back into space.